So after a day of riveting discussions around the financial sector, banks, fintechs, we now come to the culmination of today's summit, which is the BT Best Banks Awards. Just a few points on the awards before I hand it over to explain the details to my colleague from KPMG. This is the 27th edition of the BT Best Banks Awards. 22 of them have been in partnership with KPMG, who've been with us for the last 22 years. This was initially done purely on the basis of numbers, which is quantitative. But later on, we decided that it's not just the numbers. You know, when you are awarding a bank, it is always better to include other factors like the quality of governance, leadership, and various other factors, how the bank has navigated the ecosystem, etc. So we broadened it to include qualitative aspects and a jury 7 years ago. The jury has therefore added enormous value over the last 7 years. And initially, we would only consider banks. But then we decided, as the global and Indian financial ecosystem changed dramatically, we also started to include fintech companies as well. So these awards also include fintech companies in 2 categories. There are 13 categories this year, including both quantitative awards, which are based on numbers, like I said, and jury awards, which are based on the numbers, but then are decided by the jury. So it's a two parts to these awards. One is the quantitative part, and then there is the qualitative/jury part. Now, I'm absolutely privileged to announce the jury names this year. We are extremely fortunate to have a fabulous jury this year, which is Mr. K V Kamath, who is the jury chair, Mr. Arun Kumar Purwar, former SBI chairman, Ms. Alice Vaidyan, former chairman and managing director of GIC Re, Mr. A.P. Hota, former boss of NPCI, and Mr. Avinash Gupta, MD and CEO of Dun & Bradstreet. So this is, as you can imagine, you can't get a jury better than this to decide this year's awards. Without much ado, I will just invite my colleague from KPMG to explain the details of the award, just in quick, a couple of slides, and then we will get to the award function itself. Come.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I am extremely happy and delighted today that after a gap of a couple of years due to COVID, we missed this kind of an event, and we are back in the game to present today the awards. Incidentally, Saurabh mentioned we have 13 awards, and today being 13 Jan, so it's a bit of a coincidence, which is good to see that. So what I'll do is I'll take some 5 minutes actually, and I know everybody's eagerly waiting to get the awards, just to take you through, the journey between us and BT, and Saurabh did mention, I think it would be one of the longest partnership that we share with BT as KPMG. 27 years is a real long time. And we have always actually every year worked together to see how best we can come up with innovative ideas and improvise on this journey. So as you know, 7 years back, actually we decided to, introduce the qualitative awards also in addition to the quantitative survey that we do actually. And then 2 years back, we also introduced some Fintech awards. So that demonstrates that we are with the times, and as things develop, you've seen today's sessions as well, a lot's happening. I think we are trying to make sure that our awards are also taking, keeping that in mind as well. Just to give you a quick perspective on quantitative awards, what we do is, this is again a unique one, where we actually do a survey of all the banks in India and purely actually base them on the quantitative data for that year, picked up from the financial statements which are publicly available. What I mean is actually we try to avoid any bias or judgmental to come to the ranking on the basis of numbers as a base. And that is the output what we get. So based on financial statements, we had around 47 banks. And based on the financial data, we try and rank these banks on certain parameters. And the key parameters that we use are the size, strength, and the growth parameters. Each of them have been subdivided into various other parameters. Effectively, we use 34 sub-parameters to arrive at the ranking. And what is unique is we keep even improvising as disclosures in financial statements come in. For example, some of you all know divergence-related disclosures came in a few years back. We try to incorporate in some form and shape those disclosures as well as part of our quantitative scoring. And that's the output we get based on this. On the basis of the ranking, we present it to the jury, along with the qualitative factors which the jury considers. We then come up with the final rankings or the awards as the jury put out. So just to tell you on the qualitative factors which we introduced 7 years, this is very interesting. What we do is we invite all the banks to actually give us their self-nominations based on certain areas that we have decided. We have determined over the period that some of the categories we want to really reward. One is the innovation, one is the Fintech initiative, the talent and workforce, and now we've introduced the Fintech awards, as I mentioned, which is in the payment space and the value-added services. And in each of these categories, we try and see what is the customer impact, what is the efficiency impact, how is the overall impact in the sector that they do, and various other parameters. Based on this, our team actually works for almost 4 months and then come up with a final shortlisting of few names, which we presented to the esteemed jury. And already Saurav mentioned about this time we had a very high-packed jury. We spent almost 3/4 of a day going through this whole parameters. We were challenged considerably. And at the end of it, I'm glad that, we will see who are the winners today. I don't want to take the thunder away. And it will be great to see how some of these banks actually do deserve where they are actually. So congratulations to all the winners in advance as well. Thanks. And this is how I've already explained. I think we are running short on time. So thank you very much, and look forward to the rest of the evening. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Manoj. And without much ado, I will leave the floor to Abha to announce the people, the eminent ministers and the people who will give away the awards, and to announce the winners as well. Thank you very much, and have a great evening. Thank you.
Thank you, Saurav. Thank you, Manoj. Could I request the Honourable Minister, Mr. Kamath, to join us on stage, as well as Mr. Arun Puri as well. Could I have Mr. Puri as well join us here, please? Do remember we're going to take a group photo at the end, so do all of you stay with us for that. All right, let's kick off with the best large foreign bank, and the award goes to JP Morgan India. Size of nearly 91,000 crores, the bank has significant market share across segments and aiming for only a larger share of the pie. Kaustubh Kulkarni, Senior Country Officer, India and Vice Chairman, Asia Pacific, JP Morgan. Congratulations, Kaustubh. The best mid-sized Indian bank, and the award goes to Bank of Maharashtra. The highest share of current and saving accounts in the country. Nearly 1,500 crore on a business of 3.5 lakh crore today. Mr. A.S. Rajiv, MD and CEO, Bank of Maharashtra. Very big congratulations. The Best Small Finance Bank Award. AU Small Finance Bank. Sanjay Agrawal, MD and CEO, AU Small Finance Bank. Big congrats, Sanjay. In just a few years, doubling assets of its nearest competitor with the best asset quality and the highest return on capital employed among its peers. Best Fintech in Value-Added Services, and the award for the BT-KPMG Best Banks and Fintech award for this category in 2023 goes to Perfios. Devashi Chakravarti, co-founder Perseus, joining us here on stage to collect the award. The company has cemented its place as a leading SaaS provider to the industry. It effected a major reshuffle of leadership and is on track to prepare for its IPO in the next 2 to 3 years. Profitable for the past 5 years, it's clocked to $17.5 million in revenues in FY22. Congratulations, Devashish. The best fintech in payments, and the award goes to PayU. Hemant Dasani, head growth business at PayU, joining us here on stage. Total payments volume grew 60% in the first 6 months this fiscal itself, and the company has been profitable for the last 18 months. Congratulations. Can I also... continue to perform and continue to grow going forward. The best bank in innovation, and the award goes to ICICI Bank. Sandeep Bakshi, MD and CEO, ICICI Bank here tonight. Future ready, great digital infrastructure, digitally available relationship managers. The bank is actually the front runner in tech adoption. And the best small Indian bank, the award tonight goes to Tamilnad Mercantile Bank. S. Krishnan, MD and CEO, Tamilnad Mercantile Bank, ladies and gentlemen, a big round of applause. A landmark year as the bank went public. It has emerged as the best small Indian bank for the award this year. The best large Indian bank, and the award goes to HDFC Bank. Kazad Gurusha, Deputy MD, HDFC Bank, named the best large bank for a number of years now, continuing to the category and closed the merger with a balance sheet size of 29 lakh crores. And the last, the grand finale tonight, the Bank of the Year award. Any guesses? You're absolutely right. ICICI Bank. This is the third year in a row. Congratulations, Sandeep. Strong balance sheet and ROE has continued to jump to 16.6% this year. We are going to take a group photo of all the winners, but before that, could I request Mr. Puri, the Honourable Minister, and Mr. Kamath to unveil the Business Today cover. Could I have all the winners here on stage for a group picture, please? With Mr. Puri, Mr. Nagpurwala, Mr. Kamath, Saurav, and the Honourable Minister himself. Could I request the winners to join us on stage, please?
You will get there.